Right, yeah, struggling with this one. 2002 E-Class, Mercedes, intermittent non-start, probably won't start now. Once it's started and it's warm, it'll start and restart for a couple of times and it won't start. It's putting in fault codes for a crankshaft position sensor. They are P2046 and P2045. It's an inductive sensor, so there's only two wires to it. Yeah, a bit of a strange one. A bit of a long story. It starts off, comes from the garage. We first saw the injectors. He brought the injectors for refurb, poor back leakage, and the start of injection was out. We've done them. The guy, with the original guys, couldn't read the vehicle correctly with his scan tool. Put the injectors back in, it didn't start. So we looked at it for him, and I noticed that the crank or the engine speed signal wasn't there. So what we did, I sent them away. I said they're pretty poor on the crank sensor itself with an inductive one. He put a new crank in and a cam sensor in. I think he bought them as a pair. And the car went out, run alright for about 45 weeks, and then early part of last week it's come back same fault. Right, we'll just try and start it again. Yeah, well, I tried to start then. It started and I stopped it. We'll just wait till it won't start at all. That's it now, it won't start at all now. We've just got the scope actually. I'll come around this side so you can see what I'm doing. Just stop it. I've got the scope actually rigged up to try and capture at its running and unrunning, at the time when it's running and not running. So that's the time when it's not running. That's what time I'd have a bit of a gird. And that's the time it is running. Right, what shall I do? I'll just zoom in on the time it's running. There we go. We've got seem to have quite a good scope capture from the crank sensor. Everything looks like it should. I'm reading it directly at the ECU. We've actually hardwired the wire from the sensor. You can see I've tied that in now. I've done that for two things. Make sure it's got a good wire to it. Also to pull it away from all the other wires that are in the harness, just in case something's taking like a large current, it can interfere with the sensor. I've pulled all that away. Even with the wire away from the harness, it still messes around. The other guy just sent the ECU away to ECU Technics, I think. Come back as alright. Done a current check on the cranking, like for the starter current. It's not pulling too much current. I think it's pulling 283 amps, and it's also cranking at about I think it's 237 RPM at non-start and at start. If you just look at the live data, this is what the actual ECU or the PCM seeing. That's just it when you're doing cranking and things with live data. Sometimes it just crashes out. It's just one of those things. I think it's because the refresh time on the diagnostics, it doesn't keep up. But what I'll do it again. Right, I'll just zoom up on that. You'll have to bear with me because I'm trying to do the camera and everything. Right, here's what the ECU's seeing, as in engine speed. You can see the funny peaks it's pulling out, but I know for sure that actually when we're actually pinning out on the ECU with the scope, it's not changing. Also the bottom one, this is fuel pressure. It's getting up to 345. This is on its non-start. That should be fine. It'll start at 250. And we've also got a nice, lovely decrease of pressure when I stop cranking. Sort of a steep drop. That's telling me that the back leakage is fine. The back leakage has been checked anyway. It's all right. Bit funny about these peaks. At first, when I first saw these peaks, I thought, oh, it's because the scan tool can't catch up. You know, it's dropping out. But if we had a dropout here, I'm pretty sure we'd have a dropout on all the other lines of live data, and you can see it's not dropping out on the pressure. So I'm assuming that's all right. We'll go back to the scope. That's when it was running. It started to run. We'll pull down the lines. There is one thing I've noticed that I've not seen before, is that the trace on the red trace, which is channel C and channel A is the blue. Both sides are an inductive crank sensor. They normally mirror themselves exactly. And one is slightly lower. Now this has had well, it's had the original. The original crank sensor and two other main dealer sensors, and they've all had the same reading. It's a weird one, that. Whether it's something to do with the ECU pulling one side down, I'm not sure. Right then, what I'll do, I'll put some measurements down. We'll just go on to the biggest one, which is the blue channel. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go on the lowest peaks. Right, what I'll do, I'll follow forward now. That's when it started and run. Also, that's when it's cranking just before it run. That's when it was running. Obviously, it's generating more current, so the thing's getting, the trace does get bigger. The deterioration as I stopped it. Then the next one's where it won't start. This is when I had the pull on cranking, and it started and stopped. I think that's it. Yeah, back. And this is when it wouldn't start. We'll just zoom in on that. Right, this is cranking and not starting. Now, like if you look back to live data, this is what the ECU is seeing. 0, then peaks. This is when it's not running, and this is actually when it's not actually running. I think, yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. This, I probably think I'm personally thinking it's going to be an ECU or a PCM fault. If you can just have a look and just let me know what you think. Okay, thanks for that.